Welcome to Trial by Wine. We take a closer look at crimes that highlight how fascinating humans can be. Schmitty, Swanee and Clarky visit crimes and run them through their jury of three, debating both sides of the case to agree an appropriate, if totally fictitious, sentence. Please be advised, Trial by Wine may include explicit or disturbing content and will include drunken rambling. Listener discretion is advised. All right, how are we?
Still a little disturbed from last week's episode, I think it's fair to say.
I know, sorry. I brought a really macabre one to the table, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, thanks.
Well, you know, what was my last one prior to that? Poo?
Yes. Oh, no, that's what I have to tell you. Sorry, can we do news straight away?
Yes, we can do news, yeah.
Probably. So I got a message from my friend who listens to our podcast, or one of my friends, seem to have got more than one nowadays. This one says, just laughed out loud on the platform at Spencer Street and scared the shit out of the woman in front of me. Very apt given the poo episode I'm listening to.
Oh, good. I'm glad someone got a laugh out of it. So there you go.
There must have been something funny in amongst all that shit. Yeah.
I remember when we did it. You two at the end of it were like, yeah, like, you know, you and your categorical humour, Caroline, you're so boring.
I definitely thought that. I don't even know what the word means. Oh, yeah, you and your categorical humour. Don't you think so, Clarky?
Humour to do with scat.
I think
poo.
we made a joke about that, didn't we?
For sure.
I was categorically horrified by that episode. Or unscategorically, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, I was dialing it in a bit, but I thought it was funny. And when I edited it, I thought, this is quite funny. So I tried to lighten the mood.
Did you think, fuck, I'm funny?
Ones.
I cracked me up.
No, I didn't think I was funny. I thought the stories that we were telling were funny. Now you've reminded me of a story of years ago when we were at Foxtel, and there was a girl that Clarky will recall who ended up being, well, one in this day and age you might call them a frenemy. She told the story of someone who went to a party and shat in a margarine container, like took the margarine out, shat in the container, then put the margarine over the top and put it back in the fridge. No. So that however many weeks later, someone had been using the margarine, making their toast, and eventually cracked through to the poo layer.
Put the margarine back on.
Over the top of it.
Yes. That's not okay.
So, that's brilliant, actually.
Poo
I thought you meant there was poo in it, like, you know, like sometimes you use the Vegemite and you get a little bit of a streak.
Oh, it's just Nutella.
So that's when you went, like, weeks later, I went, what was it, just a little bit of poo? Oh, no, it's underneath.
You wouldn't know when it happened either.
Yeah, easier to do with margarine than butter.
Yes. And you've been eating it all that time, and then you come into the poo layer. I mean, it's funny because it didn't have.
But imagine the smell. Imagine the smell, though. As if that would have smelled.
It puts a seal over the top.
Stop it!
Someone's been very particular about their work on that. If they've managed to seal the centre,
just move on.
Hello to our new listener in Germany.
Yeah,
we've had one listener in Germany who's downloaded lots of their episodes. So I hope you're still with us. Anyway,
Willkommen or something.
Willkommen and bienvenue. Yeah. Welcome. That's right.
Cabaret, is it?
I suppose we should introduce ourselves. Yes, it was Cabaret. I'm Schmitty.
I'm Swanee.
And I'm Clarky. And together we are...
Trial
by Wine.
And what are we drinking?
Gosh.
Oh, I've upped the ante.
I've Pellegrino.
Not even. Poor cousin.
Oh, no, you've gone back on the poor cousin.
I found it online. They were still on sale. I've gone and gotten crazy.
Santa Vittoria. I'm sure it's just as nice.
Well, it's wet and there's a lot of it. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
What about you guys?
Look at that.
Oh.
What is that?
It's a water with a
Hydrolyte?
magnesium tablet in it, so we sleep well tonight.
All right.
What a pack of nanas. We're going to start the week well.
It is a Monday. It is a Monday. I'm still on a rum and coke, and I'm following it up with the last glass of a Taylor's, I think, Sauvignon Blanc. I don't know where it came from. It was in our fridge. I'm just going to finish the bottle.
The way you just discover wine like that in your fridge, it's just not a thing in our house.
All right, who's got a story for us?
I do.
Woo!
You're such a stalwart. Apart from that one time where you forgot your computer, you're so good.
You are very good.
Thanks. Yeah, that one time at band camp. Actually, we were
I
driving
had
home
exactly
today.
the same thought. And every time I think of that, I think about a flute because I used to play the flute. And I
Yeah.
think, oh, no, I never
What
want
did
to
you
have
do
sex
with
with
your
a flute.
flute? Yeah,
Played
right.
it.
Yeah, we were driving home today and Stu said to me, have you got your computer? And luckily I did because we would have had a moment. But anyway, yeah, so I do have a story. Are you ready for it?
Hopefully.
Yes.
I'm going to start with my sources. I want to say up front, this one is going to be hopefully a whole lot more lighthearted than last week.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah. So bring your humour. My sources are Wikipedia, Newsweek, Wales Online, and Press Reader.
Wales
and it goes,
is in Wales, the place,
as in the
not,
country. Yeah.
I speak Wales.
Yeah, not that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I learned a new word last week whilst I was researching. It's not, what was that place name? Pile Up.
Who knows?
I'd say it's equally difficult to say, but I think it's easier to say. It's just longer. So the word is agalmatophilia.
It sounds
Do you know what
like,
it means?
that sounds bad.
No.
Any guesses?
It's being scared of an aggle medal?
Correct. No, I think it's being in love with one.
Okay.
It's not phobia, it's a philia.
Oh,
so
sorry.
philia is
You're
love,
quite
phobia
right.
is...
Yep. Sexual
so
attraction to an
exactly
aggle medal?
what it is. Yeah,
Yep.
more or less. Yeah.
What's an aggle medal while we're
All
at
right. Okay, thank you. I thought you did.
Wikipedia defines it as a word stemming from the ancient Greek word agalma, meaning statue.
Oh, right. Loving a good statue, right.
So like a paraphilia involving sexual attraction to a statue, doll, mannequin, or other similar figurative
And if we
object.
go back to our second episode, the cheese pervert, where I went through all the paraphilias that were, I don't think I covered agalmatophilia.
I don't think you did agalmatophilia.
I didn't.
Wiki goes on to say that the attraction may include a desire for actual sexual contact with the object, a fantasy having sexual or non-sexual encounters with an animate or inanimate instance of the preferred object, the act of watching encounters between such objects, or I guess camcording if we go into the last thing.
I'm watching encounters between statues. How often do statues get it on?
I mean, not a lot, but I mean they can often be in poses where they're embracing or something like that. So it might be that.
And they are always hard.
Or playing Barbie and Ken and doing that with them.
Yeah.
With their what do you call it? Their general mounds.
That's right. Yes. Or sexual pleasure gained from thoughts of being transformed or transforming into the preferred object. So transforming into said statue / mannequin. To me, it's a lot to get my head around as I don't suffer from agalmatophilia, but I imagine it's got something to do with humping the leg of the statue of David.
That's what I was thinking of.
Well, not his penis, because they're magnificently small, the penises.
The genitalia.
That's true.
But it doesn't even have to be to do with the genitals, right? It could be humping his leg because...
Yeah, he's got a nice masculine leg. Yeah. It's very muscular.
So the wiki description also goes on to include keywords such as doll fetish, robot fetishism, sex doll, and sexual objectification.
So we need to move away from just thinking of statues.
Yeah. I mean, robot fetishism.
Inanimate things?
Yeah. So we describe Trial by Wine as a true crime comedy podcast. So first-time listeners might be wondering what on earth this has to do with true crime.
Oh, this
Whilst
is
hopefully
crime.
you two and some of our regular listeners are bracing themselves for a good laugh. I've been accused,
where there's a fetish, there's
by
crime.
you particularly, of bringing the mood down with a few of my dark true crime stories. Think the Red Ripper, Sylvia Likens, or Santa Combs.
Yeah, you've done some harsh ones, yeah.
Yeah. So this week I'm harking back to the good old days. It's not going to be it's not in the same vein, but I want you to bring the same level of humour as Kai Fortune and Sada Abe with her bag of dicks.
I still find that funny. Anyway, go on.
Fucking wrapped it up in a magazine or a newspaper or whatever it was.
Eat a bag of dicks. Oh,
go and feed the seagulls. Anyway, yes, I'm going to tell you a couple of stories involving agalmatophilia. So I'd like you to get in touch with your inner lightheartedness and your good and bad humour. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Braced.
So the first story comes from the US, Lake Ozark in Missouri, to be specific.
Oh my God, the Ozarks.
Yeah, the Ozarks, exactly. Think Ruth. I love Ruth.
Yep.
I found it reported by Newsweek, and the subject of our story, Schmitty, is somewhat of a modern-day superhero. I can't believe we missed him in our series on real-life superheroes.
Tothian.
Can you remember your Tothian voice?
I'm a superhero.
What are you talking about?
That'll
you
do.
never listened. It was so
What is this?
good. We did while you were away in Europe.
That's what I meant. Is that what you're talking about? Yes. In that case,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do. That's what I understand.
So police were called to, I don't know if it's my dream or me dream because it's MI. So it's kind of hard to work out whether they're going for a short me.
MIDREAM.
So dream is spelt like dream. It's 2 words. Oh, sorry, it's 3 words. My dream angels, but it could be me dream angels. My dream angels. I don't know.
All
Want
right,
to go with my?
Yeah.
My.
All right. On Bagnall Dam Boulevard, following reports of a breaking and entering at the store. A man attempted to force the locked door open multiple times before smashing the large front window. Mont Hardcastle, who manages a bar across the street, told the station, the radio station this is, it was suspicious to me in the way that he was acting, running around in front of the boutique, yelling and screaming and banging on the windows. I mean, that is suspicious. He's observant.
Was Kim Cattrall in there?
Did you say his name was Mont Hardcastle?
Yes. He sounded like some Duke or something.
The mountain of Hardcastle?
I'm going to go maybe Montgomery, but abbreviated to Mont.
Oh, right. Okay. Because otherwise he's changed his name on Dead
Another
Cold.
non-Australian name, Mont. No one gets called Mont here, do they? Anyway, the man who was screaming and banging on the windows was James Isaac Short. Mont watched him jump atop a bench and kick the store's front window until it shattered, and then left his bar and attempted to intervene, telling the bartender to call the police. So Mont left the bar to go and intervene. He grabbed James and had him down on the ground, and all he was doing was trying to mule kick me in the back while I was on top of him, Mont told the radio station.
When you say mule kick, does that mean like he's lying on his
kicking behind?
face?
I reckon he's on his stomach and he's
trying to kick back.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, it's a hard manoeuvre unless you're a mule.
It's probably not going to be very effective. Yeah.
Wouldn't have thought so, no.
No. So 2 women were also on the scene, aiding him in pinning the would-be burglar down by sitting on his legs. That would be to cancel out the mule kick, I imagine. All the while, Short was protesting, claiming that he was actually doing a good deed. And Schmitty, this is where the superhero bit comes in. He said the mannequins were telling him that they needed to be let out or something.
It's Kim Cattrall. I said that before.
It is.
Free us.
Kim Cattrall.
As it turned out, he was trying to free the mannequins in the store from sex trafficking.
How much meth was he on?
Glad you asked. We'll come to that.
Why is it that we get such perverse joy and humour out of people who are in methamphetamine altered states of mind?
Because you encounter them every day and get a little bit freaked out by them because you don't know what they're going to do. So it's a safe space to sit here and talk about them. Once their event is done. Because at the time you're like, oh, don't look at them, don't make eye contact, cross the street, get in your car quickly, whatever it might be, just get away from them.
So the shop was called My Dream Angels?
Yes.
Spelled M-I?
M-I.
Do you feel like there was like a brand violation for some other bigger chain? And so that was M-Y and
was it a sex shop?
No, it was just a shop, wasn't it?
Well, it had mannequins in it. That's as far as we get. We don't actually get to see what sort of shop it is.
My Dream Angels.
But, him being a hero, he's decided to break in and save them from the sex trafficking that they were being forced into.
With their general mounds.
Anyway, thanks to the good work of Mont, the mannequins never left the boarded up window of My Dream Angels and stayed safely behind it.
Or was stuck in their sex trafficking ring that they were desperately trying to get out of.
Correct. So which would make Mont the modern day,
An
the equivalent
anti-hero.
of what was Giselle? What was her name? Because there was an old mate who hanged himself, and his girlfriend who used to go and
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine
That's
Maxwell.
it. Yeah. Get back in there. We haven't finished
She's
with
groomer.
you yet. You've still got monetary value. Get back into the window. Anyway, Schmitty, to your point earlier, I'm sure this won't surprise you, but I'll tell you anyway. Short had an existing criminal record in Missouri, having been convicted of attempted theft of anhydrous ammonia or liquid nitrogen, a crucial ingredient in making crystal meth. Anyway, in the process of carrying out his act of superheroism, Short destroyed lighting and a security camera along with the window, and court documents claim he caused $1,000 of damage to the store.
What a prick.
He was held on charges of burglary and destruction of property, but I couldn't actually find out whether he was actually sentenced for either
I'm
crime.
sure he got $50 bond or something. Or the death penalty. It's America. Could be either way.
Yeah, let off with a good meth behaviour bond.
Or executed.
Or shot, yeah. Or they got the two women to sit on him till he suffocated. So let's move on from that one and on to the second story. So this one comes from the country Wales, Schmitty, in the UK, and it's the story of Ozian Winters, who also goes by the name of Mark Williams. Now, Ozian Winters was seen rubbing his genitals while staring at the display in his local branch of Topshop in Carmarthen.
Topshop?
Yeah.
They're not even very good mannequins. Okay.
Knock shop.
When tracked down by police, he told officers he has a thing for mannequins and could not help what he had done. Survey says that's not normal. So I find it funny when people have names that relate to what they do. For example, I once worked at Melbourne Zoo and the director there was named John Gibbons. You know, Gibbons, the animals.
Do, the funky Gibbon.
Yeah.
Do you know the goodies?
I don't remember that bit, but I do remember the goodies.
You're older than me. You should remember the goodies.
Of course I do.
Of course I remember the goodies. I don't remember that bit. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So following that same form, would you like to have a guess at what the prosecuting attorney's name was? So this is the bloke prosecuting the man who was seen rubbing his genitals while staring at the display of his local branch of Topshop.
Something feeler. No, I don't.
I mean, you're close. You're on the right track.
Touch?
Well, it was Dean Pulling.
Oh.
Come on. If I ever got to do jury service and that came up, I would be pissing myself in the stands.
This is rigged.
Well, Attorney Pulling, could you please tell us what happened next? And I'd be in the jury going, you said pulling about a wanker. Anyway, so he said CCTV operators in Carmarthen town centre saw Winters standing outside the St Catherine's...
If you don't mind.
Yeah, that one. Standing outside the St Catherine's Walk branch of Topshop in the early hours of August the 3rd this year. The prosecutor said Winters was seen rubbing his genitals over his trousers while looking through the window. Winters then walked away but was noted to be still rubbing himself. A description of the suspect was passed to police and Winters was located some 15 minutes later in Dark Gate. Dark Gate sounds like a weird place.
Dark Gate. They don't call it Dark Gate. They call it Dark Gate.
No, but for people who don't understand what it's actually called, it's spelt and it's two words, Dark Gate. Like, don't go through that dark gate because there might be weird shit going on, like old mate rubbing himself at the Topshop. When questioned by police, he said, "Okay, boys, I'll admit it. I have a bit of a thing for mannequins. When I saw them, I started playing with myself. I could not help it." Winters was given a 6-month community order with a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. electronically monitored curfew for the same time period. Handing down the sentence, the judge told Winters the course represented his last chance and added that the defendant should aim to establish an appropriate adult relationship with a partner rather than walking around the centre of town in the dead of night being excited by mannequins.
It is Wales. A sheep will do, fine. Yeah. Sorry to our Welsh listeners.
So that's the funny bit about old mate. But scarily, Swansea Crown Court heard Winters had a history of sexual offending, including pleasuring himself in view of his neighbours, performing a sex act on himself in a caravan park.
I'm impressed.
And
has he had some ribs removed?
This bit won't impress you. And exposing himself to children on a popular coastal path.
No, that's not okay.
Diva.
The court heard he had
Pedo.
9 previous convictions for 21 offences.
I didn't know they were there.
I was in the middle of a schoolyard. I didn't know. There's no not knowing with this bloke. Court heard he had 9 previous convictions for 21 offences, all for sexual offences or breaching court orders relating to his sexual offending. His offending began when he was a juvenile and was given a caution for outraging public decency after performing a sex act on himself in the caravan park. His crimes went on to include the Millennium Coastal Path exposure, exposing himself in Gawless Park, and performing a sex act on himself on a train in the presence of a child.
Every time you're talking about a sex act on himself, it's masturbation, isn't it? Because in my mind, it's oral.
I didn't want to go researching. Yeah, I mean, it could have been that, right?
No, well, but it's very difficult.
Gerbil.
You have to take some ribs out to be able to get down and get on. It's not easy.
Yes.
Apparently. Rumor has it. Unless you're a contortionist.
And the last one is inciting a child online to perform a sex act. So he was actually on.
Right, that's it.
Like there's a whole history there. He's just gross.
He's a gross.
But the mannequin bit's the funny bit. Okay, and so my last story comes from HuffPost. And it's a great story by David Law from February 2014. And Schmitty, you said that I was very committed or something because I came up with another story. This bit, thank you, David. I've just cut and pasted. So thank you for your big contribution to this story.
What year was it?
2014.
Yeah.
And it goes a little like this. In fact, it goes a lot like this. The expression "at different strokes for different folks" could be aptly applied to the case of a Brazilian man who was reportedly caught on camera having sex with a mannequin during an alleged burglary. According to the
Don't get distracted, mate. You focus. You're there to steal shit. You're not there to have sex with a mannequin.
Not to agalmatophilia your night away.
No. Do that in your own time. You can buy one with what you stole from the store.
You could buy your mannequin. You could have a whole sex trafficking of mannequin business going on. Yeah, if only you could stay focused for long enough. So a man identified only as Bruno was arrested Friday in connection with a January 27 break-in at a shopping centre in Jaraguá, Brazil. While there is nothing too shocking about the crimes the man is accused of committing, the alleged theft of discount clothing, it's the man's alleged behaviour toward a mannequin caught on the store surveillance camera.
We don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno.
What's that got to do with
his name's Bruno.
Oh, right, okay.
We don't talk about him. He's having sex with a fucking mannequin.
So he's caught on a store surveillance camera that has been raising eyebrows both with the Brazilian Federation and abroad. The surveillance video, which has since been posted on YouTube.
I bet.
Schmitty straight away starts Googling.
Tap, yeah.
Shows a man in the back hallway of a shopping centre with a female mannequin. While most people would likely consider such a mannequin to be a simple lay figure or tailor's dummy, the video in this case tells a different story. The mannequin, a headless double amputee.
Oh, what? I mean, fair enough. Yeah.
Don't yuck his yum. So it was a headless double amputee appears to cause a great deal of arousal in her unexpected midnight visitor. She was asking for it by having no head and no arms, I think is the...
But just existing. That's pretty much what most...
We need, yeah, exactly.
People who are...
The mannequin may only look human.
They just exist.
Minus a few limbs and a heartbeat. but her lack of articulation doesn't appear to cool the prowler's ardour. The video shows the suspect leaning the mannequin up against the wall and laying multiple kisses on her, shimmering opalescent plasticized breasts, while gently stroking her torso.
I don't think she's shimmering her opalescent plasticized breasts. I think she's just existing in space.
It's probably the slobber from him from kissing the breasts that made them shimmer when he pulled away, because it's got slobber all over them.
It's revolting.
True to the tendencies of a typical adult human male, the foreplay lasts about 30 seconds before the mannequin is shoved aside as if she were just another merchandising display.
What are you looking at,
I'm trying to look at this.
She's looking at the YouTube video that no one else is looking at.
Yeah, filthy.
And now I've gone onto the Mirror. Caught on CCTV, thief breaks into shopping mall and tries to have sex with mannequin. But it's a bit slow moving for me, I'll be honest. I wouldn't have... I'll be honest.
You would have preferred a bit more thrust?
I would have lost interest by that point. Nothing's
more
happened.
purchase?
I would have missed it, is what I'm saying. It's nothing... It's not enough
Purchase
for me.
is everything, Clarky.
Let's see.
We've talked about this before.
There's definitely a mannequin. Maybe it's the end. Maybe we just got like the edited version. Weak. I think it's the end. I've been ripped off. I think I've got the after. I think he's...
I've got Bruno Brazil mannequin.
He might
Googled
be...
that, and all I get is...
All kinds of weird shit comes up.
Oh, yeah. He's kissing the thing now, but maybe it was on the floor. Maybe he's finished. Maybe he's just being sort of... bit of aftercare. I don't know.
A little bit of snuggling.
It's not... It doesn't look like sort of foreplay to me. It looks like it's winding up, because there was not much for me to see there, really. I'm a bit disappointed, if truth be known.
Just like the mannequin.
I feel like that.
The best you got, Bruno?
I honestly, I don't think it's that Bruno has less. I think it's been edited in such a way. It looks like he's finishing up. He's pulling his pants up. I didn't see any thrusting. Did you see any thrusting?
I didn't see anything. Now
he's taking a wig off and putting the wig back on. He's got a short hair underneath. He's got no shoes on, a pair of long shorts, I think. I think we've missed the main part. I think we've missed the
it's because the Mirror doesn't
main event.
Have anything.
I feel very cheated.
I don't reckon there was a main event, though. I think it was...
How did anyone find that, or why would they be bothered? I mean, God.
I just think if you're going to rob somewhere, you've got like in and out.
I don't think he's robbing.
I don't mean that in a rude way. I mean, you just like, you've got to be in, you've got to be out. You can't be spending all your time trying to root a mannequin, right?
I'm not getting a lot of
commitment. I don't get a lot of commitment to his cause. I'm still trying to find better footage of this fantastic.
I don't think there's going to be better footage.
That's as good as it gets. It's not a Hollywood production. It's,
It's real life sex. That's
right.
what I really like.
I mean, seriously,
no music and bells ring. And
I've seen Titanic, and it's not that.
I've had sex. It's not that. Okay.
God, I hope it's not. Yeah.
Right. So, Swanee, I think this is probably along the lines of what you were saying. So then, just as quickly as the encounter began, the man can be seen zipping his trousers and walking off in an apparent aura of relief. He can be seen giving
an apparent aura of relief. That is someone being told they need to write a story about that. Look at that aura of relief.
He's got sticky pants.
Well, I would say he's walking very slowly. He's in no hurry to get out of there. And it's like, all right, well, what next?
He can be seen giving one last glance to his plastic lover before heading out of view. There were no goodbyes or sweet kisses for this Minuteman's girl, just a cool brush off before he fled like a thief in the night. Ricardo Cavallo, director of the shopping centre where the bizarre love affair occurred, told the newspaper that when he watched the video, he was shocked by the lewd, flaky, and clueless act.
It wasn't really flaky.
It's and clueless. Like
it was gross,
what?
Yeah.
I'm not sure it was very lewd. It was light on the lewd, flaky, and clueless. It was a strange thing without rhyme or reason, Cavallo said. According to the Mirror, Bruno was arrested Friday when he went back to the store during normal shopping hours. And this is impressive. A store employee reportedly recognised him as the plastic lover in the surveillance video. Bruno, the mannequin rooter. Oh, look. And then Schmitty, as always, Bruno allegedly told police he sold the stolen items so he could support a drug habit.
Oh, it's meth, yeah.
Oh.
Bruno has reportedly declined to discuss his extracurricular activities with the store mannequin. Not discuss them with the store mannequin, but the extracurricular activities with the mannequin. Yep. About that, I will not talk, he said. And to be honest, I think that's probably wise.
Same here.
So
That's his best performance, I'm sure.
It was embarrassing. It was a bad performance. The whole act was wrong, you know. So that concludes my stories on agalmatophilia. Over to you both. What do you think? It's not a thing, is it? Like, come on.
No, it can be a thing. I'm sure it's a thing. There are many philias. And
I know,
who
but-
am I to judge?
I mean, you just did.
I was just laughed at. It's not judging. Same thing. I don't have a problem with him.
Can I title this
A kink
episode?
like that. Yeah, go
Can
on.
it be called
What would it be?
Can it be called Whackjob? It works on both levels. That's what I'm saying. Whackjob. Give him whack. Oh, no, he's a bit of a whack job. He's just, he's a meth head, isn't he?
I just think if you have a certain predilection, there's really nothing wrong with that, provided that you do it in your own home. So
Yeah, it's that whole thing of I don't care what you do in the privacy of your own home, but
correct. So
someone's
go
got to
and
dress that mannequin.
buy your own mannequins.
I've seen people doing it with cars. Like, don't you get stuff like that on Instagram where there's some man who
wank
had
on a car.
Oh, there was a man that was like married to a car, and then the car was in an accident.
Oh no! What happened to his wife?
And like, it's like have sex with the car. I mean,
just do it in your own house is all I'm asking.
Your own
right?
garage in this instance.
Yeah,
or garage. Just do it.
I know mannequins are expensive. I don't know what the going
away
rate is,
from
but
CCTV, because I just found that on YouTube, right? Which is the wrong place for it to be found. If you could just avoid CCTV, if you could avoid the public eye.
If you could avoid YouTube.
We've got to be very careful, the three of us.
Swanee, what do we have to be careful about?
Oh, it's people in glass houses, here we are judging all these people, and we've got to be very cautious that we don't get caught out ourselves with these.
My kinks are very pedestrian, in fairness. Like I'd get really, really horny if
I don't know where she's going with
any housework.
You worried me then. Oh my God.
It would turn me on if he vacuumed once in a while. He wouldn't know himself. I wouldn't know myself.
You probably could film that and share it.
No, I wouldn't like to film it and share it. But point is, I'd find that terribly attractive if my husband, I don't know, wash the shower on occasion. I don't know, put some,
Too far.
Clean the toilet, for fuck's sake.
That was that's the top of your list by the sounds of things.
There are multiple things on top of my list, but yeah. You guys, what do you have to be careful of?
I think if I was on meth robbing a shop and there was a topless mannequin there, I would definitely have to be careful that I didn't.
Only if it was a boy, though.
Do what Bruno did. Well, I don't know. Like,
I'd still be
weird.
I'd still be pooing my pants. I've said this before. The thing that concerns me most about drugs, but certainly this meth, is I would shit myself. That's
You'd be Betty Crockering down the hallway.
I would. There'd be no sexy time for me. I'd just be pooing myself. We all know that, I think. Oh no,
we all would, because what we have learned about methamphetamines is it makes you shit.
I know. So,
which like
that's
if you're
what I do worry about.
Desperately constipated and you've tried everything else, maybe meth's the thing for you. Just the once, so you can shit it all out. But
just go behind over the counter only. Clearly,
can you get methamphetamine over the counter?
Can you?
For diarrhea, I think you could. Surely, if you were going to have it, like you would want to get it over the counter. You wouldn't want to go to a street dealer.
I'll give it a shot tomorrow. I'll walk into the local pharmacy and say, look, to be clear, this is not for What's this?
Recreational
Recreational purposes. This is because I'm totally backed up. And word on the street is
just heard
that there's nothing that will relieve constipation like meth. So don't be fearful. It's not because I'm a drug addict. I just want the over-the-counter meth.
I'm not going to
Betty Crocker the fuck out of the place on my way out.
I do not want to die like
home.
Adriana Xenidis. I do not want a bowel obstruction. I'm pretty sure I'm very backed up. Could I have some meth, please?
What was the Adriana Xenidis thing?
She died from a bowel obstruction.
From not pooing?
Horrendous. That's what a bowel obstruction looks like. Yeah, it was horrendous death. Yeah. Ooh. Awful. And I don't want to die like her, so can I have some meth, please? If only Adriana had known about meth.
If only she knew that. I didn't know there was the over-the-counter option, but now.
I don't think it is an over-the-counter option.
No, I don't think Chemist Warehouse.
Or it could be more likely Chemist Warehouse than the.
Maybe it's
some of the other nicer
prescription.
Ones.
Probably prescription. Go to your doctor first.
I was going to say, you can't even get codeine in this country.
Well, you don't want to do that because that will block you up. You don't not to be confused.
You've got to be very careful. But I don't think if you can't get codeine, which is like, not meth.
I'm absolutely certain you can't get it. What I'm saying is if it was going to be an option, it would only be over the counter.
They'd probably send you to the hospital to clear out your bowels.
Oh, I'm here for the meth. Okay.
I don't think the first thing they'd go for is meth when you have a bowel obstruction.
I'm doing the meth cleanse. the 7-day meth cleanse.
It's just called
I hear
meth.
It's fabulous.
It's called mess.
Clarky, have you got anything else to tell us about?
That's all I can tell you.
I think that's all you need to tell us. I think that's sufficient for mannequin fiddlers.
I feel like there's more because it's not just about mannequins; it's about statues. I feel like there's more.
Oh no, but I was only the reason I came across the word was because I was looking at mannequins, and so not in the same way as Bruno, but I was looking at crimes to do with mannequins, and it did give me my research gave me some fodder for at least another story on mannequins, which I'll do for you another time.
Okay. Well, thank you for lightening the modus operandi. And on that note, as we say every week, miss you already.
You ready?
Ciao.
Thanks for listening to Trial by Wine. You can contact us at trialbywine@gmail.com. Please rate, review and subscribe to Trial by Wine on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to support us, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com, Trial by Wine, or visit our website www.trialbywine.com to donate to us. Your support will help us cover many more cases and apply wacky sentences. We really appreciate you listening and hope you tell everyone about us. Our cover art is by John Christo and music is by Beauchamp from pixabay.com.